to Bad at Entertaining, the only podcast that consistently disappoints. Today we have...
Hey, everybody.
You don't know how hard it was for me to not scream.
I mean, I had an intro prepared, but, you know, it's fine.
Well, that's our unofficial tagline, so eat on it.
Okay.
Speaking of eating, I'm gonna go grab a bite, so you guys just...
Oh, I'm glad you prepared.
Yeah.
And not before starting the
leave us here.
podcast.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a section of the show we like to call Moises is Gone. Let's talk about him.
I'm still here, I'm just muted myself, so that we don't have to hear the sounds I make while I prepare food.
So now that Moises is gone, let's talk about him.
Yeah, black hair, am I right?
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Imagine having a name that starts with M.
Right? Right, Madeline? That'd be so weird.
Right?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's so
Wow,
funny.
I didn't
What if your
I
name
didn't
started with M?
I didn't even consider that like half of us have names that start with M.
Yeah.
Wait, hear me out. Mashua.
I hate that.
Joshua.
Like, for a lot of different reasons.
Mriston.
God.
Methan?
I mean, it works with beef.
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 Mullen.
Okay,
Nice.
anyway, Josh, did you say you had something prepared?
Oh, I did, yeah. It's kind of like a everyone is here question, but we'll just bring it up to Moises when he gets back. Well, he's like here, but like when he's nomming on his sandwich. So,
Yeah.
all of us, actually, yeah, Colin's not here, so all of us are big bad seniors now. That means that within this next year, we're all going to be going through some changes, okay? What?
Yep.
Is this a puberty talk? What's happening right now?
This is not it's prefaced like the puberty talk, but it is not that. I'm pretty sure most of us are pretty far through that journey already.
No, we're not old enough for that yet. Don't worry. It'll come
No,
around.
we're not old enough. Okay, so with that, we're all going through some changes, not puberty. Well, it's technically you're like in your early 20s.
Is that the question, Josh?
And this has been Moises is Gone. Let's talk about him.
Christ.
Okay, no.
something
So
in the
everyone, like make like a bird and. So, going through some changes. What in this next year do you think is going to be something, like what's something that you're very excited about, and what's something that you're nervous about? One person at a time, please. Moises, are you back? Because the segment, this is all about
I've
you.
been here the whole time. I guess I'll go
Okay,
first since I've just
so
been
he's
outed.
gone. So Ethan, okay.
Okay. One thing I have to say.
This episode's called "Shit on Moises."
I like that most of the podcast is just like audio of us laughing.
Well, it's fun. It's what else are we gonna do? The other like podcast formula where hang on, let me get more like close and bassy. So we need to shout out a sponsor like every 45 seconds, and we need to like.
Is that how you think podcasts work?
Have you ever watched Joe Rogan? Because that is exactly
No.
Okay.
Why would
Shout
I
out to my
watch that?
boy Joe Rogan real quick. What a great guy, but like, yeah, a lot of ads. That's
Joe
not even
Rogan
backed up by
experience.
truth. I gotta watch one of his podcasts. I just watched the highlights. Anyway, Moises, something you're nervous about, something you're excited about. Go.
Something I'm nervous about is entering a 4-year college and getting my business degree, because that's something I'm doing, but I haven't really applied myself to any colleges because of the whole coronavirus and the fact I don't have a fucking SAT score. One thing I'm excited about is the fact that I get to masturbate 8 times a day.
Yikes.
Coronavirus.
Same, brother. Okay.
Only?
Okay. So
Yeah,
hang on,
Ethan,
before
I need time to rest. All right, my Johnson starts aching and paining after
My
4.
Johnson. Can you stop talking, please?
Okay, real quick, let me
Please?
just erase that from my memory. And okay, so
You're welcome.
before we move on to the next person, let me give you my advice. Maybe instead of spending the approximate 4 minutes it takes you to, do your thing 8 times a day, instead, maybe use that time to apply to colleges and scholarships and stuff. I don't know. Because, in terms of, better usage of your time,
But
okay, we all
I got a
enjoy
lot of
some.
stuff to do with. I got a lot of stuff to do with classes and stuff. All right, I have college classes at home, and
Have
Look,
you
there's
tomorrow
a
I'm
thing
applied
heading.
to
called.
I hear
wait,
that.
Moises, have you applied to any colleges? Because most deadlines for applications are already over. Like for the colleges that I got into, like I need to reserve my spot by the end of this month. Like we're that far into the process.
Homie, I get a little post-nut clarity, but at this point, you should be able to levitate. you know.
Well, I guess I'm not going to a college this fall. Guess I'll do spring.
I was
All right.
expecting louder laughter, but it's okay. We could add one in post. We're good.
Actually, I'm not.
Moises, if you don't
Next
add one in
person,
post,
please.
I'm going to say your last name.
Next person, please.
Oh, sure. So, I have a list here that just goes up the list. So, Ethan, what's nervous, excited about on the spot?
Nervous.
10 seconds on the clock. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I guess.
I get that.
Oh, yeah. Next person. I guess something I'm nervous about is just I guess just the transition from babyhood to man life, I guess. I don't know. Just also just worrying about my future, like where exactly I'm gonna go. I know what I want to do, but does it work out, or what's gonna happen in the future? Is it just gonna be? I don't know. Just worrying about a job and a house and moving to a new place because that's scary, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Just basic things that most people would worry about, I guess. But I guess something good.
I'm gonna see.
Something good. Something good. I don't know. I haven't really thought about something good with this whole redacted virus around. So
Redacted.
I don't know.
We're not making any money off this. You can say coronavirus.
Great. There goes our revenue. Nice.
Demonetized.
Let's just scrap it and start over. All right. No. But you couldn't think of anything though in the next year that you're really looking forward to? From
I don't
now
know.
to December of
Ooh,
2021.
Let
What
me
is
go.
your
Let me go,
big...
Chief. Put me in, Coach.
Hang on. No, hang on. Ethan's still up to
Put
bat.
me in.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready. Okay, anyway. It's a good song.
Yeah, I don't know. Really know.
You don't know? You don't know. Well, all right. It's okay to not know. You know? Okay, yeah, Tristan, you're up to bat.
Yeah.
What you got?
I'm nervous about I don't know, insurance and mortgages and stuff, but just whatever taxes. But I'm excited about Comic-Con. Boy,
Yeah, brother.
let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a good.
Woohoo.
Yeah, okay. I like it. All right, Medea, what you got for us?
I'm excited to get back away from Camii, and I'm scared of doing anything adult-like.
Yeah, man.
Oh, also, hey, our one viewer, Home Slice, Medea, she's our other friend. This is her. I miss every other podcast, so I don't know if this is your first one, but I think it is.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
never
Okay.
properly
Cool.
introduced
Yeah.
ourselves once in this podcast, Josh. How dare you try and do this now?
Okay, so I guess
Moises.
we're all just talking over each other. That's cool. But she's gonna hopefully be a regular in the show now. She's great. She's a good friend of ours. She lives in a different state, which is kind of lame, but it's whatever. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. That's all.
Coronavirus. Coronavirus.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, Maddie, you are up.
Well, what I'm looking forward to isn't actually related to college or anything, but I've still got my trip to France this summer that I'm pretty excited for if,
Yeah.
we can still do that by the time. We already bought the plane tickets, so I really hope we don't have to try and do something else. But I haven't decided which college I'm going to go to, so I'm pretty worried about that. And then the other thing is I don't really know if I want to go to college anymore. I don't really
Oh?
know what I want to do because I really like black and white, like yes or no, like hard answers, and I don't really know what I want to do in college. I don't know what I want to study, and I had an idea of what I wanted, and I didn't get in, so I don't really know where to go from here. And I'm really worried that I'm gonna go to college because I don't know what else to do, and I'm gonna hate it, or I'm gonna drop out, or I'm just not. Yeah. So I'm really scared about going to college, especially since I'm gonna be alone, and I don't.
You'll make
Not really
friends in
looking
college.
forward to
I'm
that.
sure you'll make friends. Don't worry.
There's
You're
a
a
talk that we can have
social
about that.
person.
Actually, speaking of a talk that we can have about that, something I was thinking about though, I mean, a common thing generally is we're all pretty concerned about college. And I mean, that's whether you're going or not, this next year it's going to be a pretty stressful time. But, and I know this is going to sound really stupid and lame probably, but I mean, considering that all of us are kind of going on to this new, bigger and better thing. Well, I wouldn't say better, but big thing. We are all going to technically be alone, but don't you kind of think that loneliness that we all mutually have will be something that will once again kind of bring us all together? Something we'll always have this kind
Yeah,
of
we can
thing to
also
fall.
look at the moon at the
Yeah,
same time, and we're connected.
exactly. We can moon look at this, even though we'll be in different time zones and different positions on the planet, probably. We can
We're
still
all in
do it.
fucking China. I don't want to look at the sun.
Yikes! But we'll all be scared and lonely college freshmen or new people. We're all just gonna be new people, and we're all gonna be
Think of it as
scared and
season
lonely.
2 of our lives,
One at a
New
time,
cast of
boys.
characters.
But
The wacky Mexican side character. The strong black one. I hate sitcoms.
okay, so to finish
Okay.
my point, we're all gonna be scared and lonely, but that's something that we're all gonna have, and that'll bring us together, and we'll always have stuff like this. So it'll be scary as frick, but it's gonna be okay for all of us. Oh, now it's my turn, by the way. So,
All right.
I have a
Rick
fun
sends.
thing where I like to turn. Who left? Hold up. Oh, there you go. Oh, she's back. Okay, good. Whew. Okay, so I have a fun thing where I like to turn stress into excitement and vice versa. So a lot of the stuff that I'm excited about, I'm also stressed about, but stuff I'm stressed about, I'm also excited about. Example. By the end of this year, hopefully I'll be in Utah, which by the way is a state I've never been to, considering I've only been to 2 other states in my entire life. So this is completely new, never been out of this time zone before, so that'll be fun. Going to college and stuff. I'm really excited about new opportunities out the wazoo, going to meet all kinds of new people and stuff. But also I'm really scared because I've lived with my mom for 18 years now, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore. And I'm going to be a person now. You think about a person, and I'm going to be one. I'm not going to be
I don't know.
a
That is
guy
one
that's just
fear
there.
that I don't have. Moving out of my parents' house. I've done that.
Again,
that's the one fear that I don't have about this whole situation.
again, I'm not afraid or nervous about that, but I'm also not. It's like I'm both. I'm nervous and excited. Like it's a mutual thing. So like when I have things that I'm like nervous and excited about, it's more like they're the same thing. So like this, obviously though, like Comic-Con, yeah, I'm just pumped for that. There's no like nervous. Actually, I am nervous that it might like get postponed again, but like
You
mostly
might just
excited.
get it. Are you sure you're
I
not
think
worried
at
Yeah.
this
about someone
point
shaking
they
your
would
hand
just
and then you just
cancel
get a
it.
fucking head cold that lasts for 5 years?
Dude,
Moises,
if I
how
had a
many
head
people
cold,
do like? Do you think you shake hands at Comic-Con?
I don't know what Comic Con is. I've never been to Comic Con. I've never been at any social gathering bigger than a
ooh,
classroom, alright? So get off my
guys,
back.
in Utah, es- excuse me, especially where I'm going, there's like 2 cons a year. They're not called Comic Con because of like reasons, but they're like it's the same thing, and it's like a block from where I'm gonna be. So like
Oh,
that's
that's
sick.
cool.
That's something I'm
Nice.
pumped for. I'll have to use my computer science money to like fly you guys out or something. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, if I get an internship at like Microsoft or something, yeah, make it work.
Yeah,
I have
an
It'd
connections.
probably be
internship.
unpaid.
No.
Yeah.
It's Microsoft. I do what I want.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I'll be very broke, so that's not going to happen. But
I find it kind of ironic to myself that I'm pursuing a business career, yet one of my biggest worries is money, like getting a job, having money, paying insurance, mortgage, all that sort of thing, taxes. It's funny to me.
I mean, yeah, like taxes and stuff though. That's like not really something you need to worry because like. Message from our sponsor, by the way. TurboTax.
Oh,
Okay.
come on. We're not sponsored. All our jokes. God damn you, Josh.
For now.
Go down your list. Who's next?
That was it, I think. Right? Ethan, did you have
Yeah.
anything that you were excited for yet? Did you come up with anything?
Um,
Aren't you going to Comic-Con? Just say Comic-Con like everybody else.
Yeah, just
Sure.
come.
Just
Yeah,
bandwagon.
come. All right, awesome. Okay, so that
Medea,
was
how about
really the
you?
only question I had, but you could see how like
Medea.
one question opened up like freaking 20 minutes of content and discussion. So that's what I'm saying. We need more questions.
It's more like
Shut up.
15, really.
Yeah, it was like an
actually.
hour of content. That's exactly what I'm saying, Moises.
15. I got
Yeah,
a
like
stopwatch
almost
going.
3 weeks of content. I'm glad we're in agreement here.
Okay.
You didn't even let Medea answer this question.
Yeah, you
I
did.
very much did.
I
Yeah.
have poo brains, alright? So get off my shoulder.
No,
Sure.
it's high up here. Nice weather. Pick off.
Shut up. Just because I'm tall, you're gonna make fun of me. Just because I'm 6 feet tall, you're gonna roast me.
Actually,
Ladies,
hey,
he's a
Moises,
king.
shut up. Moises,
Oh.
hey, Medea. What are you guys doing for classes over there?
We say
Like,
please.
because of COVID.
We're getting packets from the bus, and then we have to turn them back in each Monday, and we get new ones the next day.
Oh, that's not too bad. We did nothing for like 4 weeks, and now they're finally setting up online classes.
That sounds so nice.
It was
My
boring.
brain is my own worst enemy.
I really
Yeah,
need to
it
log
was
in my
kind of
screen
awful.
now.
But pre-calc was really bad because we did new things and we didn't really have a teacher.
Oh god, it was like that for pre-calc because we still had to take a final because it was a college class.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's not
sucks,
fun.
man.
Yep. We're all, yep.
I took pre-calculus, but I don't know. I don't think engineering is for me, and that's why I decided to become an accountant. Pursue accounting, I should say. So yeah, that's something.
I actually really enjoy math. I mean, I'm also hoping to go into physics though, so I guess that
Yeah, you
makes
know,
sense.
be a
But-
physicist, see what happens. Be a theoretical physicist, get a PhD
I'm actually
in that.
astrophysics.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have
okay.
another question.
All right, go
Mhm.
ahead.
So, like,
Shoot it.
not requiring any degree and no limits. Well, you know, like limits, but no limits. Like, what would be your dream job? Like anything.
Astronaut.
And ask.
I want to go to space. I want to go to
so funny.
space.
Okay, we do have a system though, so I guess we'll just skip. Like, you're the end anyway, so it's fine. But Moises, what would yours be? Like anything, like protection, Grand Wizard. Oh, yikes! Never mind. Protection,
Not Grand
Grand
Wizard.
grand guy of the
Grandmaster.
space.
You ever watched the show Dirty Jobs before?
With micro, yeah.
Yes. You know those guys that get into boats, have those giant long hooks, and like venture out into the sea for a bit, stop, and then pull those hooks into the ground and rip out sponges? Yeah, that's my gig. Either that or some sort of actor. I don't know.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
It did a thing. Okay.
I'm becoming an accountant because that seems realistic to me. So, I'm not really thinking about being an actor, really. Especially not with my, let's call it physique.
That literally doesn't make sense. Like, anyone can be an actor.
Anyone can be an actor. Anyone can be a YouTube star. But you gotta apply yourself. You gotta have an influence. You gotta have a following. You gotta, just be out there. And I don't really think that it would be a wise choice for me to just try and be an actor, all right? I just
Well,
think that
what would be
it's-
your, like, dream job, though? Like,
I told you my dream job, a fucking actor, all right?
No, I cut
But
out. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. But
yeah, an actor is my actual dream job. I said the dirty jobs thing as a joke. It just,
no,
I don't know,
that's
man.
actually really cool.
I enjoy being an actor. I enjoy being an actor for the plays and stuff, but I just don't really think I could do it full time, especially considering just, I don't know. All my voices are pretty much the same whenever I try and do one.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't have to
Are you
be
talking
like
like voice acting or like film?
Film, voice acting, just acting in general, really. I don't know. It's just not something
well,
I feel like
you
I
know,
could do.
as like a Broadway level actor myself, I could tell you that you got the guts, kid. Like you're a character. You're
I got the gusto, but I just don't have the spirit, alright?
you know what? That's fair. With
Not
that
prepared to be
attitude, kid, you ain't
crushed.
gonna make it.
I'm
No,
gonna make it in
I-
accounting, that's for sure.
I-
I'm applying to myself to that, and that's what I'm sticking to.
no, here's the ballad of Moises, right? He's like working at his accounting job one day, and like he looks out at the view and he sees a billboard that says actors wanted. And he reflects back to this conversation we're having now.
Is that how you
Yeah.
think they hold auditions? They like put up
Yeah.
billboards? Is that
I
what
know
you
exactly how it works, and that's not it, but just hear me
Okay.
out. So he's like
Okay.
he looks out at the billboard and he sees the actors wanted thing. And he reflects back to this conversation right now. And he's like, you know what? Maybe I do got the guts. I do got the gusto. I do got the spirit. And he goes down and he does his best.
And then they shoot me down and pick someone much younger and nicer looking. With a
yeah, so
ass.
then he goes back to accounting. No. You
Yes,
nailed
that's my
this
ballad.
audition. You nailed this audition. You get the part. Right? It's like a commercial for like Raid Shadow Legends or something.
Yeah, the fresh YouTube
Yeah.
money.
So
Is
you
it
nail it,
Ethan's
right?
turn now?
Hang
Nope,
on,
Let's
hang
make
on.
it
Nope,
Ethan's
you're
turn.
still
I'm done with
going.
my ballad.
Yeah, and then Agentson sees the video and he's like, "Oh,
Worst
this
name
kid's got
ever.
the guts, the gusto, and the spirit." And next thing you know, you're doing movies. All right, cool. Ethan, what's your deal? What's your thing?
Well, I guess it's kind of along the lines of what Maddie said. I would freaking die to live in space.
Blech.
I would love to live in space. Like, if I could be just a colonizer on distant planets, if I could just travel around in a spaceship collecting data, if, like, just anything space. Because I love space. I think it is
The
so
Ballad of Ethan.
cool.
He's a hobo vagabond just out on the streets, has nothing to live for, and then he sees an ad on the television screens outside of a little Whole Foods section of a
Are all of
grocery
them
store.
the same?
Yes, they're all the same exact thing. And they say, launch yourself into Mars, we'll give you money. Ethan goes in, he applies, they say he
Guys,
meets the
please.
exact minimum requirement to be sent into space. He gets sent up and the rocket blows up, Apollo 13 style.
Oh,
That's
the,
so fucked up.
That's
the,
the Ballad of
yes.
Ethan.
on the same topic of space, though, I have.
Go ahead.
I've always how I want to die is to be the first person to ever die from a black hole.
That's horrifying.
I
That is
think that would be
incredibly
so cool to witness.
I'd rather be
To
the
be
guy that gets
firsthand right in front of a black hole. I think that would
Well,
be
you wouldn't
amazing.
actually get that close to the black hole before you died, but
Exactly.
I get what you
I'd
mean.
still get to see it.
I would want to
Or-
be
Yeah.
like
See the absence of.
Yeah, see the not it. See everything but it.
Exactly.
See, that's the thing, though, is
Become
we
the
don't actually know
singularity.
what it's like to see whenever you're within the horizon, what event horizon of a
The
black hole.
event
Like we
horizon.
don't know what that looks like.
But
I
Ethan
mean, we've
would.
only just recently
Possibly.
gotten a picture of the black holes.
Yeah, I
or
know there's a
whatever.
picture of the black hole, but that's not from within the event horizon.
I know, but we're getting
Hey,
there.
but
We'll
like
eventually
real quick,
send
like
Ethan up there.
back to kind of more Ethan's thing. Like, yeah, he would be the one to know what it's like if, like, by some chance, like if he was around long enough to see it.
This
He
reminds
might
me of
be like
one
the
meme.
first guy to witness something that incredible, or lack of. Maybe it's the letdown, but like but that risk alone, and that like the man who climbed into the void, Ethan Taylor. It'd be really cool.
I
don't know.
remember this one meme
Josh?
where it's just like,
Yeah, what's up?
man dies. Not man dies. Man gets burned by lava. Refuses to tell anyone how it feels. And that's like very funny to me.
That'd be well. I don't think Ethan would have a choice in that matter, but
I know he can't exactly say what
Matter.
it feels. I keep
Josh?
hearing a vrum. What is
what's
that?
that?
So you remember Comic-Con last year? And
That's
how
all I've
you-
been thinking about for like the last year and a half. Anyway,
Just
and,
let him finish the story.
And how you made a purchase for some postcards.
What? Okay.
Well, guess what I just found?
my postcards.
Yep.
Oh, I remember
Well-
those postcards. Oh, wow, you found them. That's really cool.
Write on all of them and send them to Josh and just make them say poo butt.
Hey Josh, you smelly, those kinds of
No,
messages.
actually, I have
Yeah.
something pretty special planned with those, so don't do that. That sounds sinister. It's not sinister. It's gonna be really sweet, but like,
Are you gonna send
Yeah.
one to each of us? Like you're gonna stalk us online and then eventually.
no, Moises, I'm not going to send one to each of you. Wink.
Okay, so you're just not gonna send one to me then, huh? Is that it? I'm not important
Yeah.
enough now.
Yeah, everyone else except you. Even people I didn't like that much during high school. Okay, Tristan, dream career.
All right, we're still on this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's taking fucking
course.
forever because you guys keep going off on tangents.
Patty,
Oh,
it's
really?
content. Here's the thing though, is like the alternate would just be like, okay, dream career, go. Like Moises fires one's off, Ethan, Tristan, Medea, you, boom, boom, boom. We just go through like 300 questions, but I don't
I
think
like
we have
order.
Okay, imagine this, Madeline. Imagine like this.
Madeline.
Jimbo,
Can you just let
what was
Tristan
your
answer the
favorite?
question?
Jimbo here. What is your favorite job to do on the cellar? And then Jimbo's
That's
like,
a no then.
I like to cool the rats, my lord. Very good. All right, McCarthy. Would you rather have it like that, Madeline? Huh?
Okay,
Is that
okay,
it? Is that
okay,
it?
okay.
Tristan,
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Dream
I'd
job.
like to do voice acting. That's it. Bye.
Oh yeah. The bell. Okay, no.
Give us the
Um,
voice
the-
acting. Give us the voice.
Get...
On the
well,
spot right now. Boom. Go.
Do funny chicken.
I don't know. The chicken.
Yes! Funny! Yes!
Honestly,
No,
I
dude.
felt that. All right, but no, that's
No.
cool, dude. I would love to do
I'm.
voice
s-
acting as well.
I would. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I can see you becoming a famous voice actor, appearing in all sorts of movies and TV, and then in one little kid show that's very young, you just make that noise, and nobody knows it's you, and it's like an in joke between all sorts of people
Mhm.
in the
I see
realm.
you starting out on a street corner, just a hobo. Just
You're ripping off mine, Ethan. You can't do that.
No, but like imagine like working on a big project with like Matthew Mercer or someone like just
Oh,
huge.
no.
Tristan,
that
imagine
be, like,
being on season
bananas?
Oh, yeah,
47 of
Matthew
Rick and
Mercer.
Morty.
No.
Like Sam Riegel. I don't know. Okay.
No,
Anyway,
it'd be cool to work with
yeah.
him, but
Wasn't Matthew Mercer the voice of Jimmy Neutron?
That was
Precisely.
Guys, I'm
no,
serious.
no, Nick. I know who it is. Jerry Berry. That's who it was. That's the voice actor for
You're
Jimmy
wrong.
Neutron.
Why do you know that?
W. Berry Berry.
Never mind.
I know a lot of things. Nancy Cartwright was the voice actor for Bart Simpson, and she
Please
sent
stop
out
screaming.
a voicemail message to all sorts of actors in the industry in order for them to be involved in this animated feature film called The Last
Why
City
are
Street
you
Kids
so
that
loud
is
right
hailed as one
now?
of the worst animated movies of all time, and it's available on YouTube, and we should all watch it.
The screaming never stops.
what do you want?
I'm sorry. It was just awakened something in me with that
Oh,
Ethan. I'm sorry.
okay. Hey, anyway, Medea, what's your thing?
Dream Jet.
This is gonna sound really lame, but a closet organizer, because I like looking at other people's clothes, and the organizing would just make me so satisfied.
That's honestly
I-
like so wholesome though.
That is,
Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
exactly. Yeah, I love it.
Like you'd
That's
be
awesome.
Stuff is
content to
nice.
just do that as a career, and that's just I don't know, so soft. Like
You're like that one little gremlin in like Lord of the Rings that everyone enjoys. Not Smeagol.
Gollum?
what?
Smeagol, Gollum, whatever.
Smeagol and Gollum are both of their names. His
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, Smegma.
Yes.
Correct.
Shut up.
I don't know.
Shut up, man.
Fun.
Josh, did you answer your own question?
No.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
No.
All right, go ahead.
What do you want to
I don't
do,
know,
Josh?
When I like asked the question, I didn't really think of an answer, but like when you guys said astronaut, I thought of like the opposite end of the spectrum, and like being an aquanaut would be really cool. Like being one of the guys that explores the deep unknown.
The Mariana
The other
Trench.
deep
You're
unknown, the one
insane.
that's like right under our feet. And like
Love that.
yeah, oh there's this okay, wait, real quick, since like I'm the last person, that means I get to like I get to say whatever I want. This like relates to the next topic of discussion, I guess.
We've all said
So,
whatever
like-
we want, Josh.
There was these guys that like had this house like underwater, and you know like when you I don't know if you've ever put like a bucket or something underwater, it creates like a vacuum or like almost like a vacuum up at top, like up at the top of the bucket. You know, there's like a
Oh
bubble.
yeah, I did that when I was a little kid with like a little dish. I just
Yeah, well, okay, so
throw it down to the
so-
bottom of the tub as fast as possible and watch the bubble come out when it lifted it.
yeah,
fun.
so it's like a house based on that, and like these guys would be underwater and like almost a lethal amount of pressure for like a week, but like they were like dropped so slow that they acclimated to it, and then the same thing when they come back up, you know, so they don't get the bends, and yeah, they just see like crazy stuff down there, and like so much of our ocean is unexplored too. Where I think being an aquanaut would be sick, or like a billionaire
Okay.
or something. I don't know.
Okay,
That's
Josh,
not a
you
career.
Say that. You say
I
that,
mean-
Josh, and then I immediately think of a boomer comic of like those two guys just on their smartphone while some sort of horrible amalgam comes, like it's just like on this like the side of them, and they're just like, "Look up from your phones, you won't regret it," something like that.
Well,
hate my
if I want to
brain.
remind anyone of anything, it's boomer memes. So I'm glad that you made that connection. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome,
Cool.
Josh. You're my boomer friend.
I love boomer memes. Cool.
All right, I've gotta go
bad.
take some medicine, so I'll catch you all later.
All right,
Okay.
bye
All right.
then.
Don't die,
See ya.
please.
Bye.
Mm.
Hi.
Bye 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 bye.
All right, now
And
that
then we
he's
never hear from him again.
We've already done that. We've already
Shut
done
up.
that bit.
Sorry.
All right
So-
then. Time for everyone's favorite segment. We don't
Quarantine
have any segments.
questions? Oh,
Oh yeah, quarantine. Well, I guess I kind of dig quarantine.
The usual questions are just like how you been doing and what's been
Oh.
going on in your life or whatever. Something I've been doing is I binge watched all of Aqua Teen Hunger Force and that was something I did.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's completely free on Netflix until April 30th.
Ethan?
Ethan, are you there?
Well, hello.
Oh, hey.
Can anybody hear me?
What's
I started
something
dozing
you've...
off.
Oh, geez. What's,
Yeah,
real
it's been a
quick, like, before...
tiring week for me.
Well, before
I'm
you
working
crash,
6
what's,
days a week now.
So that kind of answers my question. What have you been up to lately? What's
Work,
new?
and then immediately on to schoolwork for 2 hours a day.
Gosh, you've been a busy little bee. I'm sorry.
I'm getting prepared for adult life.
Yeah, I
That
wish
sounds
I had a
fucking
job.
miserable.
Yeah.
It's not miserable, but I'm just tired. I'm gonna ask my boss for more days off, that's for sure. But
I don't know.
I guess one thing that I have been doing though is I got an actual art tablet, and I have been getting into digital drawing.
Frick yeah, brother.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Can you
very cool.
post a piece of your work to the general so I can put it up on screen, or do you not have anything?
Nope, I'm not
Tell
on
you
my
what.
computer right now. I would.
All right,
Ethan,
that's cool.
hang on, guys, this is our first ever Bad at Entertaining challenge. Ethan,
What?
you're the first victim. Your challenge, this is the only one. We'll do one a podcast, and like one person has to get challenged to do something that's like relative to them. That sounds oddly specific, so I'll run out of ideas very fast. But Ethan,
Yes.
your challenge is by next week, next time we do the podcast, you need to come up with a good Ethan classic on your tablet that we're gonna show to the world. And that's your challenge. You have like a week, so it's like plenty of time, probably. I don't know, but like, do it. And if you don't do it, then you have to shave off your eyebrows and film it and upload it to this channel.
Pretty sure that's not how that works.
How does that not how that works?
It just works, Madeline.
Yeah.
It just works.
It just works. You don't mess with the system.
What was I gonna say? I actually have Madeline working on a thumbnail, like a universal thumbnail for all of our episodes.
Oh,
So
that's
in the
sick.
future, when you're listening to this, you will have this thumbnail up on screen.
Hey,
Up on
future
the
me, if you're watching,
things.
just know that everything's gonna
Sidebar.
be okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So Medea, boom. What you been up to?
I haven't really been doing much, just schoolwork and watching The Office. And watching Tyler play Animal Crossing, because I don't have it.
Oh, that sounds like. I mean, I like the binge watching The Office. That sounds great, but like, I don't know, asks to play from time to time. You know,
I mean, I
You gotta be
kind of
the-
do.
you
But
gotta be the driver
I
in your
like
own life. You
watching.
can't be a passenger.
Yeah. I like watching playing games,
Can't watch
though,
other
and Tyler
people.
doesn't, so...
Can you stop giving people advice for like 5 seconds while they're trying to talk?
Fine.
Sorry.
What's going on? I left for a few seconds because someone was screaming in English. Sorry about that. What's happening?
Nothing.
Okay.
Maddie's being a jerk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's Moises's weird news corner. I don't know. Okay, so you know how I enjoy those like videos about a bunch of people collaborating to reanimate like a certain episode from a TV show or an entire movie,
Or an
like the
entire
Shrek
movie. Yeah.
In recent news about those things, the same studio that commissioned the
Mhm.
whole Shrek movie actually remade the entire Sonic movie. Not the new one, an old 90s anime movie that was dubbed in English. The Sonic OVA, as it's called. And oh boy, that was a ride. In other news, there's a reanimated version of a episode of an anime for Kirby, the popular video game mascot of Nintendo. And it was taken down by Nintendo for a few days. And then afterward, it was brought back, like it had a copyright claim and no one could view it, but then it came back. And as it turns out, someone posed as Nintendo and copyright stricken it down. And when they filed a dispute, it was immediately dispelled because of that. and that's interesting to me.
That is actually
So
kind of interesting.
yeah, for the folks at home, all two of you, go and watch the Sonic movie reanimated. No, Sonic movie rebuilt is what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
only
the
facts
end
I
of.
have are the bread fraud stuff. So if you guys want to hear about bread fraud, I know about that.
I've already heard about bread fraud, but go ahead and tell Medea since she
Yes.
hasn't. And
Yes.
Ethan.
Okay. So I actually think this is really interesting and it is really funny to me. But I just learned about this recently. And so bread fraud was a thing. Because in ancient times, specifically in Rome and stuff, grain was owned by the government, and they would give a certain amount to bakers so the bakers could make bread to then give to the public for free, because that's just how that worked in those times. And so every baker had their own specific bread stamp that while the loaf is baking, they press it in so that it's then set into the dough. And that is so that if there's something wrong with the loaf, the public can be like, yo, there's something wrong with this loaf. And then they can look at it and tell you who made the loaf, right? So then they can punish that person. Well, what would happen would be bakers would steal the grain that was given to them and replace it with something like sawdust or dirt or anything to just so that they could keep the grain and use it for themselves. And then they would be punished for it because the civilians would be like, yo, there's something janky going on with my bread. And then they would like look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's the guy that lives on this street or whatever. And then so the punishments for bread fraud range anywhere from like you have to pay a fine to having to publicly walk down the street with the offending loaf tied around your neck, and then you're never allowed to bake again. This is also where the idea of a baker's dozen comes from, because there was a certain amount that every person had to get, and if your loaves didn't turn out quite correct, then you would make like a smaller little janky loaf so that you couldn't be accused of bread fraud. So
You
that's
didn't
bread fraud.
You didn't say anything about the baker's dozen when you first told the story. That's interesting to note as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Colin, if you're listening to this episode, to hell with you because that's pretty cool. Colin was supposed to come to the podcast, but he couldn't, unfortunately. He got a case of ligma.
Who's calling?
Ligma balls.
I hate you.
Yeah, I hate me too. I have a very
Yikes.
self-destructive personality, unfortunately.
Don't we all?
I made a mural on the corner of 52nd Street, and I immediately spray painted it with black. And now just a black wall. Yeah.
Okay.
You should have seen the mural, though. It was pretty epic. It had, like, a whole 5 outdated memes on it.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Medea,
Yeah.
tell us about your day.
That was so stiff and robotic.
Exactly. It's bad and entertaining. That's our brand.
Yeah, I didn't do anything exciting. I just did homework, basically. I woke up late, so haven't done much.
What?
That's fair.
Oh, speaking of classes, Ethan, what classes have you been taking?
Well, one class, the thing is doing, but I can only take it if I could pair up the other two classes of your mom. So,
All right,
should I leave?
that's great, Ethan.
I'll leave.
No, don't leave. We're having fun here. Tell me, because I'm actually curious. How's your Animal Crossing town going? If it's going at all.
I'm in a 348,000 debt right now.
Did you give Colin all of his trees back?
Sure.
Okay, Josh
thought
is
I'd
gone.
check.
Yeah, I went
You
to
took all
his
of Colin's trees.
I went to his island, and I was pretty normal when I started off, but then I just undressed
Got
myself and ran
chaotic.
around being a chaotic hobo that stole the trees from his island.
That reminds me of the one fucking meme where a black guy is just like, "Oh hey, welcome to the town. What do you want to do? You wanna pick some fruit?" Or and then he just runs around like, "Oh no, my flowers, no!" as he leaves.
Okay.
That's what that reminds me of. You're a gremlin, Ethan. A gremlin.
Yes.
Speaking of gremlins, what's 5 times 9?
21.
21. Hey Jimmy, do you know what's 9 plus 10 meme? I bet you don't, cause you're a cringe normie. Can we do the rest of this podcast as Carl Weezer?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
Let's not.
Please. As
Anybody
one
know
wish,
what
can
happened
we?
to Josh?
I
He
mean,
just
if you
probably
really
left.
want to, I will just mute you, and then you can talk like that as much as you want.
No, because then you guys are probably gonna have a conversation. And I'll just be stammering about it's Carl Weezer. I don't want that.
Yeah.
In the future, can we do an episode where y'all just do a funny voice throughout the entire thing?
I'm not
Maybe.
gonna say no because maybe, but
We're
I'm
bad
not
at
gonna commit to
entertaining. What do we
anything.
got to lose?
What? Okay. Here's another Moises News Corner. How's Commando? How's it like? Have you ever gone Commando before?
Oh, that's
That's
exactly what you were talking about.
feel
I
like
So,
a
don't know.
personal question.
It's not that personal.
I
in,
beg to differ.
You're a
in what
girl.
context is this being applied?
Yesterday, we didn't wash clothes at all, so I ran out of undergarments, and I had to go commando the whole day.
Okay,
Well, not the whole day.
thanks for
A majority of
sharing.
the day until I had clean undergarments, and then as soon as I got them, I slapped those bad boys on, and it felt great.
Last summer it got so hot in my room that I just went full command.
Uh, I've never done that. I've never slept naked. Strangely enough, I cannot sleep in shorts though. I can sleep
I
in
want to know where
undergarments.
that
I can sleep
phrase
in
came
pants.
from.
What?
Yeah.
Going
Same here.
commando. Like,
Undergarments?
why is that? Why is that the terminology used for whenever you don't wear underwear? I don't understand how those two things are linked.
I don't know. Tarzan?
Sure.
Oh, here's another interesting fact. Did you know that Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, a remaster of the old Kingdom Hearts game, it doesn't have the copyright for any of the Disney movies shown except for Tarzan for some reason.
Weird.
Like the Tarzan movie, it's just like the Magic Jungle or whatever is strictly owned by Disney, and just like what? And the strange part is that it's featured in the first and second one, which is like even weirder.
There's so much buzzing going on.
Who's the buzzer? Who's the
I
buzzer?
think it's Medea. I think it's her phone.
Sorry.
You're good. I was just like the entire
I kind of
time.
messed with my volume for a second, and it yeah.
To answer your
It's
question,
okay. We're
Madeline,
like, it's fine.
Yeah,
after a
no,
quick
this
Google
means we're not
scooch,
friends anymore, Medea.
What,
after a
Moises?
quick Google search, going commando, the first result says this is from Quora, the term going commando, blah blah blah. Slate Magazine's Daniel Engeder dates the modern usage to the United States college campuses circa 1974, where it was perhaps associated with soldiers in the Vietnam War who were re-putted to go without underwear to increase ventilation and reduce moisture.
Okay, so I got the
So
war aspect of it right.
Yeah. So that's what happened. Vietnam War. Go Commando increases
That's just
ventilation and reduces moisture.
that's
and
just
then we just
asking
picked it
for
up as slang.
chafing.
Okay.
Yep, we just picked it up as slang, and that's where it came earlier in our podcast.
Okay. Well, the more you know.
Yep. We've been going for about 48 minutes, give or take. Do you want to call it here?
Hold
I
on,
don't really care either way.
I got a quick fact for you.
All right.
So,
Give us a quick quill. I need a Sarkeesian or whatever.
so there was a thing in the military that gosh, hold on, got to get the gears turning.
It
Okay,
was the coronavirus. It was the military. They did it all along.
no,
Well, says
military uniforms use this special type of material that is super cooling. Like it works really well for cooling down the body and retaining that cold temperature. And the military actually adopted this idea from a brilliant person who made fursuits for people.
I love that
He
so much.
he made cooling suits so that people wouldn't get so hot in them, and the military was so amazed by this that they actually asked him if they could adopt that idea and use it in their
Did he get any
suit.
money from it?
Love
Oh
that.
yeah,
Did he
of
get any
course he
money
made
from it?
money from it. It was all
That's
his
what I
idea.
like to call stonks or whatever. It's epic.
Okay,
guess.
wait.
Like, I mean, it was
I sort
his
of.
invention. Like,
Yeah. I
So you
mean,
brought up fursuits, and I always think about it whenever they come up because it happened. So have you guys ever
okay.
actually touched a fursuit? Like just because they're
No.
so soft. Okay, I got
no,
hugged
I
by a
haven't.
furry at Pride,
Mhm.
and they are so soft. They're just
All right.
so soft to touch. I think
Yeah,
about that all the time.
at
I saw a
Comic-Con last
video.
year, I had when I went off on my own, I actually had somebody come up and talk to me, and they were wearing a fursuit.
I
I
was trying to
don't
cross the
remember.
street at Pride. We were just trying to cross the street, and I was like pointing because I couldn't see his face so I didn't know if he was like talking to me or not. So I was pointing like we're just trying to cross the street, and I think he thought I was going in for a hug, and
Oh.
so he just full on hugged me, and I was like, okay, this is happening. Yeah,
Madeline,
it
you
was.
saying you got
It was
raped?
fun.
Okay, no, I'm not. No, that's too
We're
far.
not.
Too
We're not
far.
making
Yeah.
that
All right,
joke.
Moy.
Yeah.
Moy.
Yeah. Here's something that about what was that? Here's something about fursuits that I know of. This is very cursed. I'm gonna warn you. There's a person.
Don't
I'm not.
even say it.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not even sure if I can call him a person. This creature.
No.
Take what he does is he takes the plush toys that
No.
he
I know who
has
you're talking about. Oh no.
inserted his penis into and ejaculated into. He would take the fur and the beans and all that from it and sew it together and make a
Oh
Frankenstein
god.
abomination of fursuits. And yeah, that's
He's called
something
the
that
carpet
happened.
sample furry.
Carpet sample, that's what it was. I knew it
Hey
had something to do
guys,
with carpets.
I kind of gotta go. I'm gonna have dinner.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
I love you.
See you late.
Love
See you
you
later.
too,
Moy.
guys. That
Watch
was
this
catty.
episode when it comes out, I guess.
Bye.
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 Bye, Medea.
And now she's gone forever, and there's only 3.
Well, yeah,
She's
that
not
is.
gone forever.
But
I
that
mean,
is a very interesting video to watch, to say the least.
it's a video, that's for sure.
It is awful. Like,
You guys
And-
fall into weird like pits of videos.
I know a
I've
lot
never
of stuff.
once
All right. It's just interesting
gone
to me,
to the
okay?
places that you guys go to.
Here's another interesting thing. There's many like characters in development for like multitude of video games, and one of them was for a game called Diddy Kong piloting, or Diddy. It was a Diddy Kong game involving piloting. It was canceled by Nintendo, and in one of the early builds, there was a Kong, the race of Donkey Kongs. They're just called Kongs. That looked like a country bumpkin, and people would give it the pseudonym Bumpkin Kong or Crappy Kong. and and in like a later build, is shown off. They replaced him with Candy Kong, and they never had an official name for him. And when you try the character select screen and going through, when you eventually reach Candy Kong, it would flash up a PNG of Crappy Kong instead. They're still trying to work Candy Kong into the game and work Crappy Kong out of it. It was early in development, so there wasn't anything too drastic to do. Game was eventually canceled, and someone on a Donkey Kong forum, I think it was called the Donkey Kong Vines, I don't remember exactly, they talked to a Rareware, a person that worked at Rareware, and when they asked him about it, they said they called him Redneck Kong, which is along the same terms as Crappy Kong, which I find great. And so like later on in the interview, they said, "Oh, don't worry about Redneck Kong. He's dead and buried along with the game."
Yikes.
So I enjoy the fact that there is a Donkey Kong out there that was a redneck that people would call Cranky Kong, and is now canonically dead and buried because his game was canceled.
Jesus.
That's great.
Likely for the best.
Can you just imagine what would happen if Nintendo allowed Redneck Kong to hit store shelves? Ooh, that was back in like the N64 era.
In the what era?
N64, Nintendo 64.
Oh. I just didn't understand what you said.
Yeah. They usually they did like pseudonym with N, and that stopped after the GameCube. It was the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES, then the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES, and then the Nintendo 64, the N64, and then GameCube, and it's just called what it's called from then on. Kind of like Mario Kart, whereas like Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Double Dash 7.
7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with another not so fun furry fact.
Do you just have furry facts? Did you watch furry anime on Netflix and become one? Is that what's happening right now?
Oh no, this was from a long time ago, but it just popped in my mind because it still baffles me.
All right.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
there was a guy that was very into paws.
Pause.
And yes. And he decided, well, he had a boyfriend, but he decided, him and his boyfriend, that he would take his hands and dunk them inside of a container of dry ice to the point where his hands were basically falling off.
Oh.
And so they rush him to the hospital, and the boyfriend describes it as a freak accident, that something bad happened with chemicals and whatnot, but clearly the doctors could see that these were freeze burns from dry ice. And so what they had planned is that they knew his hands would be amputated, which they did. They had to amputate his hands because they were just dead. And what the guy thought is that when they amputate his hands, he thought that he would have the choice to actually get like animal paws sewn back on in replacement of his hands, which clearly he would not be able to.
Yeah,
So
not
now,
legally.
so now this man's just lost his hands and just lives with stumps now because they cannot afford prosthetic hands.
I hate that.
That's interesting.
He lives like, what even? People never cease to amaze me.
It's
That's
interesting, that's for sure.
awful.
It is awful and
It's
so interesting because it's like, wow, the lengths that people will go just for something, and like the fact that they didn't even think it through.
God.
The farthest,
yep.
like, I don't know.
It reminds me of the fucking like trolls from South Park, underwear gnomes, I think they were. And it's just like step 1, steal underwear. Step 2, step 3, profit. It reminds me of that. Step 1, dunk hands in dry ice. Step 2, pause. That's step 3. Step 3, pause.
Oh my
God.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Nice one.
Yeah. So
I just, what were they thinking? I don't
they're
even.
thinking,
Well,
oh
I
yeah,
think they
we're
were
gonna.
thinking I could get some pause, but
When you
clearly.
said pause first, I thought you said pogs, and I was gonna do the whole Simpsons thing where Milhouse is just like, "Hey, check it out! I got some pogs. Look, Alf pogs. Alf's
I don't know what that
back in
means.
pog form." Pogs were like,
A
they go by many
massive.
pseudonyms. They're pogs, they're slammers. There's one Mexican name for them. But what you would do is, I think you would stack them all up and
Yep.
then throw one at the stack and pick up all the face-up ones and then do it again. I
Exactly.
think that's how it works.
But it was a very like popular like
It was like the
playground
yo-yo
slash
or the
street
Rubik's
game.
Cube or Jacks. You know, it was
Because
that sort
like
of thing.
people would trade their pogs for money and whatnot because there were some really rare pogs that you can get.
And silly bands.
Like,
Yeah.
you should look it up. It's pretty interesting to see the whole
Okay.
culture around pogs.
Another interesting
Okay.
thing is that you know Pokemon, the popular series that everyone at least knows of.
Yes.
No, never
There
heard
was
it.
there was an animation made called the Hawaiian Slammers, where people would have pogs and like summon like the deities from them. There's like this sun guy that looked like He-Man, and it was just a whole thing. It actually predates Pokemon, so if that caught on, pogs could have been Pokemon.
Oh my
Just think about
gosh.
that. Think about
I
that.
think that would have been amazing.
From our perspective, it would have been amazing, but from their perspective, it would just be every day as if it's our days. It's interesting to think about, like how World War II canonically happened because of Hitler car and stuff in Cars 2 or whatever.
I thought you were talking about real life, and I was really
No.
worried that you did not know
No,
what
no, no,
actually
I'm not
happened.
one of those people that thinks the moon landing was fake. Although I'm just saying, I don't see a flag up there.
I just coronavirus is caused by 5G towers. It's not actually a virus.
Me when
Have you
I'm
actually seen though that the people in the UK have actually started burning down their 5G cellular towers?
like they're joint like they're burning down themselves or people are burning them down.
Oh, like people are starting to burn down the 5G cellular towers because they actually think it's coming.
It is faster though, and it shows a picture of Anakin in the lava.
Yes, yes, I love that. 5G users be like, it really is faster though. Just of like a fallout. Gosh, what are those even called?
Just dying, eviscerating the snap. There's like this one channel that keeps uploading videos that are like very specific, like Wario loses a hand trying to in a cookie
I
blender and
know
then
exactly
dies.
what you're talking about.
Wario dies during the snap. It's funny. All right, we've been running for more than an hour.
I was
Not an
just
hour,
about to
30
say,
minutes. Yeah.
I'm
Since
kind of dying here. I'm tired.
since there's only three of us, we're gonna do an actual ending. My name's Moises, the unofficial host, because I said the intro. Then you say something.
I'm
Who are you?
Madeline. I'm I don't know why I'm here, but I'm gonna design the thumbnail, so I guess there's that.
And my name is Ethan. I have been appointed a challenge to draw a Ethan original by the next podcast. I have been given a week-long deadline. And same as you, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here to entertain poorly.
Because we are bad at entertaining.
Bad at entertaining. Bye,
Of
guys.
course. It's been fun.
God,
It's been real. Can't wait for the next one.
One thing that I've adopted in my many searches of weird YouTube videos is like this one scene from a claymation Tom Sawyer movie. Not Tom Sawyer. It's about the writer of Tom Sawyer, Mark something. Yeah, shows how much I learned in
Mark
school.
Zuckerberg?
No, not
Mark
Mark
Twain?
Zuckerberg. Mark Twain, that's the man. It
I
was
was
like
gonna
it was
say
like
Mark Twain.
God.
it is okay. So it was like
Mark
there's like
Zuckerberg
this
was a
one
joke.
video. It's this one video about how he views heaven and how this guy that has a comic named after him goes to heaven, but he goes to the wrong heaven that's for aliens. And one thing I adopted from the video is saying, "It's been swell, it's been grand." I don't know why, but I really enjoy that phrase.
Okay. Well, I've
Au revoir, or something. God, these endings need a pizzazz or